Hey guys, so we have 10 days before we have to be back in Mozambique. So we decided that we're going to leave it up to you to decide where we go. So if you've been following us on Instagram or actually on the community tab on our YouTube channel, you'll see that we've been doing polls on where we go. We explore Mapungubwe, wild camp on the Limpopo, and go spearfishing for my drone in a crocodile-infested lake. I hope you enjoy it. So our first little experiment with letting you guys decide where we go ended up with Mapungubwe getting the most votes. So we are here now. We are outside Mapungubwe National Park. We'll do a little bit of research and then we'll give you guys two options for what we do tomorrow. Hope you're enjoying it. We're having a lot of fun. It's a cool way to adventure. So this is our little campsite in Mapungubwe for our first night of the new trip that we're doing. Really beautiful campsite this. We got in a little bit late, so we didn't have much choice when it came to the actual sites, and I think we probably got the least pretty of all of the campsites. We got the one right by the gate. There's some beautiful ones on the river's edge over there, but it's still really pretty and glad to be here, and it's awesome to be camping again.
Beautiful campsites. The monkeys are really, really naughty here. They actually go in your car and stuff. That's a problem. But yeah, let's light a fire, play more games, drink more wine, and have some food. Now let's build the pyramid. Monkeys try to take our firelighters this afternoon. That was fun.
There really are very few things I prefer to jumping in Jabari, just hitting the road, not sure where we'll go, and ending up in the bush with a campfire in my bee. It's our first morning in Mapungubwe. We're going to head out now and see if we can go find some game. It's not really renowned for its game viewing. We should have a good chance of seeing some elephant, but not much in the way of predators. We had a really chilled day in camp last night and this morning. Tonight we're going to be staying in a tented camp, so that will also be really nice. We don't have to set up anything. It's a little bit easier. We've got 2 nights here, and then we will leave it up to a vote again and see where we end up. But yeah, hold thumbs, we find some elephant. No animals. There's wildebeest over there though.
You guys chose incorrectly.
Yeah, you guys chose the wrong place for us to go to. We should have gone to Kruger. But it's nice to see someone different, even though there are no animals in Mapungubwe, it seems. So we are at our accommodation for the night, which is called Limpopo Forest Tented Camp, I believe. It's actually really nice. When I booked it, I was a little bit skeptical because it was quite expensive compared to the safari tents in Kruger, which is what I thought it was going to be like. But it looks like it's a lot more than a safari tent. So let's go take a look inside.
Right area.
Right area, monkeys on the roof, of course. Oh, this is
nice.
cool.
Two single little beds.
Oh damn, this is
Definitely
really cool.
worth it.
Yeah, this is really awesome. This is quite fancy for Sandpark's accommodation.
Safari's got her own little parking base now.
One of the unusual things about Mapungubwe is that the park is actually separated into two halves. There's an eastern half and a western half, and there's some private land in the middle and some community land, I believe. So to go from the western half where we're staying to the eastern half, you actually have to go out a gate and then drive along a public road for a while and then drive in another gate. After a very quiet morning game drive this morning, we on that road have managed to find some elephants. So that's really awesome. We headed through to the main gate to get a little bit of cell phone signal so that we can pose the question to all of our followers of what we're going to do tomorrow, which is quite exciting. The two options that we gave this time were either to spend the day in the western half of Mapungubwe and then towards the end of the day head a little bit further along the Limpopo River, a little bit further east to a wild camping spot that we know about that is absolutely beautiful. And then the other option was to see if we can get accommodation in Kruger Park and have quite a long drive tomorrow and head through to the park. So both of those are pretty exciting. We spent a huge amount of time in this northern Limpopo region during lockdown, and I must say, although it's dry and harsh for most of the year, it's so beautiful and I absolutely love it. So we are back at the hide. Let's take another look right towards the end of the day. This was our most successful. This was our most successful spot for game viewing. So we thought we'd come and see what it's like with late afternoon light. Really beautiful light. So there were a couple of wildebeest at the waterhole, not much else, but it's so beautiful. I think it's definitely a worthwhile spot to end off our day in Mapungubwe. Gonna head back to camp now, have a nice dinner, have a pretty chilled evening. We won't be doing much that's too exciting. Then tomorrow morning we head back towards the main gate and we'll see what you guys have chosen on Instagram and YouTube for us to do tomorrow. But yeah, it's been a good day actually in Mapungubwe. Started out thinking we weren't going to see any animals at all, and that's always frustrating. You know, we try to be appreciative even when it isn't, you know, spectacular leopard sightings or lions or big five stuff. We do enjoy the smaller stuff. Would you agree, Bianca?
Yes, completely.
Bee's not talking to camera at all at the moment. I'm sure you guys have noticed.
Timmy's taking the limelight this row.
But everybody wants to see you.
Hello.
So we had a very good, very chilled evening. It's now just about dawn, and I'm just gonna sneak out quickly for a little morning drive. I love the veld. First thing in the morning, you can hear the animals all waking up and the birds waking up. It's just really beautiful. So I never want to miss it. He sometimes just likes to sleep in a little bit longer. Drive was quite quiet, and I was pretty close to camp, and I was actually about to make a video saying that it was fairly disappointing. And I came around the corner, and literally right next to our camp there are elephants. It looks like two bulls, one big old bull and one younger bull. But yeah, that's the cherry on top of what was a pretty quiet morning drive up until then. Amazing to see Ellies. You can see the impact that the elephant have on the bush in this region, though I think if anything there's probably too much elephant activity in this area, but still it's always amazing to see them. I absolutely love Ellies. They've got such a beautiful calming presence, although I mean I suppose not necessarily for Bianca. They make Bianca pretty nervous, and this boy's getting a little bit uppity with me. Let's see what he does. I'm not going to turn off the engine just yet for that reason. This big Ellie bull is definitely a little bit tense, but I was chilling with him and he got quite comfortable with me, so I turned off the engine because, you know, preferably you want to be like that, but you do have to err on the side of caution with elephants. But I was sitting with the engine off and one of the Sand Park's cars came flying past and set him off, and he got really aggressive with me and super close. You'll see on the footage, I wasn't able to zoom out, he was that close. And by the time he's that close, I don't want to start the engine, because by starting the engine, you can startle him further. So it's one of those nervous moments where I'm choosing not to start the car, even though there's a bull elephant that's getting quite close and fairly aggressive. That plan, it all worked out. I think most of the time, the best option is to remain calm and respect the Ellies, and they'll respect you. But there was definitely a moment there with my heart in my throat. I realized while watching these monkeys play that the Ellie was going to walk straight past our camp, so I quickly rushed back to tell B. How incredible is that? There is a fence between us. It's a very small fence though, and I'm sure he could go straight through it if he really wanted to, but he probably won't want to unless we antagonize him. How beautiful is he? So that turned out to be a worthwhile morning drive, I think. After that great end to my morning drive, we threw our bags back into Jabari and headed off to get cell phone signal to find out where we were heading for our next adventure.
So we've had a really awesome 2 days in Mapungubwe, had an amazing drive this morning and elephants in camp, which is always incredible. We've headed back to the main gate where we started, where we started, and we're gonna now check the poll results and see where we're ending up tonight.
And it is 68 votes to 64. And actually, Instagram had it going the one way and YouTube had it going the other way, but the total votes mean that we are going to be wild camping on the Limpopo tonight, which is really exciting. So we are in Mapungubwe Park on the eastern side today. We're just exploring this side because we were staying on the western side this whole time before we head to our wild camping spot on the Limpopo. And in the Mapungubwe Park there is a four-wheel drive trail. So we are busy doing that with Jabari. I don't expect it to be too challenging, but never really sure. It does say low range four-wheel drives only. So yeah, should be a little bit of fun.
We are at the Treetop Walk, which is pretty cool. It overlooks the Limpopo River. It's really beautiful, and there's a wonderful Rudyard Kipling quote there that I've always loved. So yeah, so let's go check out the Treetop Boardwalk. It's really pretty if I remember it correctly from last time I was here. It looks like the Treetop Walk has collapsed. So that's actually a real disappointment. It looks like the Treetop Walk has been damaged quite extensively. There was a little hide at the end of this. There was pretty severe flooding on the Limpopo this year, so I'm guessing it took it out and they haven't repaired it yet. So that really sucks.
Like a lot of rivers in SA, the Limpopo looks like this for most of the year, and then the rains come and for a month or two it turns into a massive torrent a kilometer wide.
So we actually ended up having most of the day in the eastern part of Mapungubwe, and we had a really good day. It's a strange park, you know. We had some really interesting sightings. There's also aspects of it that are really run down and seem to be fairly mismanaged. So it's a hard one to make a recommendation on. We enjoyed it, but it might not be worth the massive travel that would normally be required to get up here. Now we are heading further east. And I got a smile on my face because we're going to one of my favorite places in the world. We found an amazing campsite during lockdown. It's actually on a friend's farm just off the Limpopo, so literally a couple of 100 meters off the Limpopo River, so within a stone's throw of Zimbabwe. And it's absolutely spectacularly beautiful. It's one of my favorite places in the country, if not the world, and we are going to go on wild camp there, which is really, really exciting. And then we need to think about what the next two options are, because we need to put a vote out and see where we're heading next. We're definitely going to steer the boat in the direction of Kruger, but where exactly in Kruger, we'll see, and we'll let you guys decide. So that's the Limpopo River in the background over there. So that means that that land just on the other side of the river is Zimbabwe, which is really cool. We are basically at the most northern point of South Africa. And we're just heading a little bit further down this road to the spot that we found during lockdown. That is so beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys. And we're gonna set up camp for the night. Having a lot of fun doing this. It's something completely different. Let us know in the comments if you're enjoying it as well. But we're losing light. Onwards to camp. It is a dangerous game area, so it is important that we get the camp set up and we get a fire started before it gets dark. So we're all set up on the edge of Mapungubwe Weddings' dam. The Limpopo River is literally just behind that dam wall. So we are while camping on the Limpopo. It is freaking awesome. I absolutely love this spot. It's so beautiful. I'll take some more photos now. I'm quite tired, had a fairly long day in the end. And then tomorrow we'll head back towards Messina because both of our options are quite far east, and we'll see who won between Pafuri and Punta Maria, and then we'll head there tomorrow. How's this for a sunset at our campsite for the night? What an incredible spot this is. Photos don't even do it justice. It really is so beautiful, even though I think I've got some pretty beautiful photos. That sunset's so beautiful, and I got such beautiful drone shots, and then I crashed my drone into the dam. So yeah, it's only the second time I've had a proper drone crash. I'm normally really good with it. Don't know what happened, just lost concentration for a moment, was going sideways and didn't see one of the trees there. And so it's in the middle of that dam, and there are crocodiles and hippos, so I'm not even going to bother try and rescue it. It is insured, so insurance should pay out. The biggest issue is that all the footage, and it's beautiful footage that we've already got on this trip, is gone to the bottom of that dam. So yeah, that sucks. I'm going to have a couple of whiskeys. I meant to work tonight, but I'm going to have a couple of whiskeys instead. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Hopefully I'll feel a little bit better by then. So it's first thing in the morning. We had a good night last night. No disturbances, no one bothering us, no hippos getting out of the dam, which is nice. I set up a nice little desk next to the car this morning. I've been up since pre-dawn, hence the snow jacket, getting some editing done. But we've got one of these amazing, I think it's called a Delta 1300 from Flexo Power. And it's running my laptop and can run my laptop for about 4 days. So we've added that to the second battery as an additional power system, specifically so that I can work on the road. So other than me sticking the drone into the dam, it's been a really amazing camping spot. I'm debating now in the daylight whether to set up our kayak. We do have that inflatable kayak, and go and see if I can find the drone. There are hippos and crocs in this dam though, so it is a bit risky. I don't think the crocs are a problem with the kayak, but the hippos potentially could be. So I'm just kind of weighing it up at the moment. You know, the drone will be stuffed, but there's a chance that I can still get the photos and stuff off the memory card, which would be really nice. And it's right there, so I'm not too sure. I think I'm probably going to go and try and find it off on the kayak, but you guys will definitely see either way. So if the the next shot after this is us packing up, then I decided not to risk it. If the next shot is me inflating the kayak, then yeah, then I try and find the drone. Okay, that's all done. Let me go see if I can find a drone. Okay, let's do this. I think the drone went down about there. So I'm gonna head out there. Bianca's keeping an eye on the hippos, and I'm hoping that the crocodiles are just scared of me. So I think this is the tree that I hit. This water is so murky. I don't know if there's any chance of finding it. Yeah, this water does not look great for drone retrieval. I was really hoping that it might just be stuck on a branch just below the surface or something like that, but it looks like it's a guy now. Oh, there's a branch just there that would puncture this boat. Was it here? I can see it. I can see it. So I don't know if that was actually pointing at me, but I can see the drone in the water. Now how to get it, who knows? I've lost sight of it again. I just had a glimpse of it there. There it is, there it is, there it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but these are crocodile infested waters, literally infested. There's probably about 100 crocs in here and hippos, so that's why I'm not just jumping in to grab it. It is about 3 meters deep though, so I've got to try and figure out how to get it now without jumping in the water, because that's not actually an option. I'm gonna try and make a snake rope, I think, Bump. Come here. Okay, I almost fell in as I came to shore. Okay, so I don't know if this is gonna work at all, but I'm gonna try and make, it's almost like a snake pole. So take off some branches off of this, and then manage to jimmy the rope somehow that there's a noose on the end, so that I can put this underwater, try and get the noose around the drone, pull it tight and lift it up, because I'm worried that it's actually on a ledge by where that dead tree is, and if I just poke and push it, it might fall underneath that ledge. And you know, as I've mentioned already, crocodiles and hippos, we don't want it to go any deeper, because getting into the water isn't really an option. So I've rigged up a very basic, like a snake pole. It's a loop of rope, a lasso basically on the end of a stick, so I can stick that underwater hopefully, get the rope around the drone, pull the string tight, lift it all up with less risk of it dropping deeper. But that does mean that it's now time for me to go back onto the dam, which is nerve-wracking. Stage 1 complete. Let's get back out to where it is. I am shit scared of hippos more than anything else in the bush, except for maybe a black rhino. Hippos are the scariest thing. So this is this thing out.
One of the many dangers I'm facing is getting worse by the minute. As the day warms up, the crocodiles become more active.
Okay, it looks like it's long enough. I just gotta try and get it around. Yeah, it's touching the drone now. Come on, man. Come on, come on, come on. I hooked the log next to it. But the system works. Could have lifted that log up. Gotta try again now. Sticking my hands into this f***ing water is not fun. Oh. Birds are making a lot of noise, so I'm just checking why. They're sometimes the best alarm to a predator. I just can't get it to hook. It's not working. I need a better plan. A better pole. I can make a better plan. I'm just spending time in the f***ing lake like a fucking idiot.
Crocs are starting to take notice, so I grabbed my spear gun and decided to have one more go of it.
Got it! A spear gun it eventually.
Woo! Woo! So there's Tim. There's the croc.
So I speared my drone. Hopefully the memory card works. What a shot!
Yeah. He went there, guys. Again, crocs and hippos everywhere.
So, B tried to film it from land. I was, by that point, too concerned about getting eaten by a crocodile to film it from the boat, but I managed to actually use my spear gun to spear the drone and get it out. Not ideal to spear your drones, and insurance might have something to say to me, but yeah, I mean, I make light of it. I would never normally do this. The drone, I'm almost certain, is already destroyed from being underwater for the whole night. So if I can get the memory card out and the memory card works, at least there's a little bit of a silver lining to this whole ordeal. But yeah, I managed to spear my drone in a croc-infested and hippo-infested lake.
And that is a wrap on our wild camping in Limpopo. It's amazing, so beautiful, but I could really do with a shower now.
The final votes were in, so we headed south and east to Pafuri River Camp, right on the edge of Kruger. So we decided to spend the weekend with my good friend Evert.
Got a couple of screws up in my head loose, but no worse than what's happening in your parents' bedroom.
We're now at Pafuri River Camp, which was the last choice that we gave people to vote on our Instagram and on our YouTube channel. So if you guys didn't do any of that voting, keep an eye out because I'm sure we'll be doing it again. Tomorrow morning early, we're going to be going into Kruger, one of our favorite parts of the park. So we're going to have a nice relaxed evening tonight. I'm going to do a little bit of work, some editing. Bee's got some studying to do. And then we will head through to the park at dawn tomorrow. So this is our little house away from home. And look how awesome and cozy that is. After this, we have a week to head down to the south of Kruger, go get our PCR test done, and then hopefully go to Mozambique, which is really exciting.
And I recovered the memory card. Probably not worth risking my life for, but I hope you liked the shots and have enjoyed the episode.